the wild winds call. Jasper's walking, taking pictures of it all. Boots on the ground, heart in the sky, following the blazes, just a rambling guy. Through the valleys, over the hills, chasing that freedom, feeling the thrill. With every sunrise, he's finding his way, living the dream, one step a day. Trail named Jasper, walking on through Bruce Trail, bound with a camera view, hiking the ridges, chasing the light. Like and subscribe.
Okay, so as the morning progresses, it's starting to get a little bit lighter in here. Hope you can see the trail ahead of us. It's going to be a beautiful day, and apparently it's going to be a beautiful tomorrow, unlike last week. In fact, it's the same days, Monday, Tuesday last week, Monday, Tuesday this week, for 2-day hikes, 1-night camps on the Bruce. But anyhow, last week, you'll remember, Monday was a beautiful day, but the rains came in the night, and we had quite a bit of rain on the Tuesday. Woke up to rain, which we knew was coming, and it was great to kind of test somewhat out the Underwood trekking pole tent. Anyhow, the weather this 2 days is going to be really very pleasant. I think somewhere around 17 to 20 degrees Celsius for highs each day. Low, well, this morning when I started at my trusty camper van, was 6 degrees Celsius. I expect it to be pretty similar tomorrow morning. And a lot of condensation, a lot of dew. Yeah, like everything was like it'd been through a monsoon rain. Just so much water from condensation, morning dew. Anyhow, so what are we doing? We said we're trying out another shelter. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Today, well, the last shelter we tried out, again, as you know, was the Underwood trekking pole, single person, single wall tent. This time we're trying out a 2-person double wall tent, so it weighs more. This one's coming in at 3 pounds. Yes, it is. So it's still a lightweight tent. Oh, I think I can turn my headlight off here. Yeah, that's off. It's still a lightweight tent, but certainly not a ultralight tent. I consider up to about 2.5 pounds, up to that, possibly an ultralight tent. Well, maybe under 2 and under, ultralight tent. Over 2 to 4 lightweight tent, and then over 4 pounds you're into your expedition tents. So this is a lightweight tent, and it's called, wait for it, it's a tent I've been thinking about for a while. It's called the Lanshan 2. Hopefully you saw the unboxing and the initial setup of that particular tent. Again, it's a silicone impregnated or silicone treated nylon. It is a double wall tent with an inner mesh and of course an outer fly. 2-person, 2 trekking poles required. So yeah, I'm looking forward to actually setting that up again tonight and spending the night in that tent. There is significantly more room, as we noticed when we did the unboxing and the original setup. Plus, just yesterday, I actually met a really, really interesting guy, a hiker. More than a hiker though. He's like a hiker slash trail runner. He's huge in the fastest known time world. Oh yeah, like a totally unsupported, which means he carries everything and supports himself totally. So a totally unsupported a complete Bruce trail in 12 days. Yeah, which is like wild. Here's our little bench for our first little break this morning. So we're just about 4 kilometers in. Oh, yeah. Now the sun, well, the sun will come up from behind me, the east. We're looking at the west right now. Anyhow, so what I was just saying about meeting this gentleman, I bought some gear from him yesterday. I bought another shelter, which is a one-person double wall trekking pole tent, and I bought a tarp bivvy off him, which is brand new. More about that further down the trail. Right now, I'm going to take my first little break of the day. Have a bar and a little bit of electrolyte water, I think. Yeah. Beautiful view across the farm fields and the valley. Wow. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Okay. So my first break of the day is completed. Oh, yes, it is. So yeah, we're checking out the Lanshan too. Excited about that tent. Again, on the initial setup, I really enjoyed how much space it has. That is great. You know what I find? I find as I get older, and I think this applies to a lot of hikers, but not necessarily all hikers, but as we mature, I look for 2 things. I look for lightweight gear, but I also look for more comfort. So that in itself just does not work. It just does not go hand in hand. The lighter you get on your gear, generally speaking, the more comfort you give up. Example, my 2-person Lanshan has got a ton of space in there, which I love. I just love. 3 pounds. The Ultimate Direction tarp bivvy as well. The tarp is huge, but it has, the bivvy is very little space. You just kind of slide into it like a sausage roll, if you will, and you go to sleep and you slide out. That's pretty much it. But it's 1 1/4 pounds. No, what am I talking about? It's not 1 1/4 pounds. It's 12 ounces, 3/4 of a pound. No, I just told you that wrong too. Oh my goodness, Jasper, get it together this morning. It is 1 1/4 pounds. It comes in at 20 ounces. So the difference is 1 1/4 pounds to 3 pounds. So it's 1 3/4 pounds lighter. Well, that is huge. That is huge. But it's also a huge sacrifice in comfort and facility, for sure. Durability would be great. The top itself is like outstanding. The bivvy itself is great. I just find it extremely restrictive. I won't say extremely restrictive. I just find it restrictive. I would have no problem sleeping in it. But would I want to do a through hike with it? And that's the idea of ultralight gear. When you're out for just 2 days, 50 kilometers like now, then a 3 pound tent is actually okay. So when you're doing a through hike, you get to the point where you want the comfort, but you also need the lightweight. It's one of those, what do they call that? Oxymoron thing? I forget it. I don't know what it's called. Oxy something or other, oxymoron thing, where, you know, there's just no, there's got to be a happy medium. And you know what? To be honest with you, I think that's where the single man, the 1-person tent, trekking pole tent comes into play. Like the Durston X-Mid 1, for instance. I think that's where that tent, or a tent such as that, comes into play. That comes in at 20, let's see, That's slightly heavier. It's the first generation. They have 3 generations of that tent. This one's the first generation. I think that comes in at 27 ounces. And I think the 3rd generation, which we have now, comes in at about 24 ounces. But having said that, I think that's where you're going to have that extra kind of comfort, even though it's a 1-person tent. So you don't have the space of a 2-person, but you've got a lot more space than you have in just a bivvy. And the vestibules are huge. So yeah, it's gear, working on gear, collecting your gear. Now I have a lot of years and a lot of miles on gear review, gear tryouts, and just gear usage in general. No matter what it is, be it from shoes to, tents or whatever it might be. But anyhow, it's just constantly work in progress. And you know what? I believe I could be very, very guilty of overthinking the situations. I think I could. Plus, oh yeah, I think Jasper could be a little bit of a gearhead. A little bit of a gearhead. I just absolutely love it when I'm, looking at new and used hiking equipment, tents, shoes, shelters, trekking poles, whatever it might be, cook systems, water filtration, doesn't matter, whatever it is. And then, when I'm making an offer on something used or whatever, or ordering something new to try out, I'm all excited. I mean, I look forward to it coming, and when it comes, I can't wait to do an unboxing and take a look and, get out on trail and try it. Oh yeah, I think I could be a little bit of a gearhead. So, hey, you know what? The morning is going great. You see the sun coming through. Well, they're starting to dapple in the trees up there. That's beautiful. It's going to be a nice day. It's going to be a gorgeous 2 days. I mean, it really is. Yeah. I'm also kind of looking at replacing we've talked about this before, my Patagonia 850 fill goose down, long sleeping bag. I've got a lot of miles, a lot of nights on that bag. And I've had that since I think it was 2019 I bought that. So I've had that quite a while, almost 7 years. There's a pretty little stream, creek, right here. Beautiful little spot. Gentle kind of, I don't know, just gentle bubbling sounds. Oh yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, and oh, not to mention, a perfect water source goes all the way down. Well, obviously it goes all the way down. But let's just see. We're just coming off trail a little moment here. Let's just see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sweet. Beautiful, beautiful little country stream. How nice is that? Hear that sound? Perfect spot just to find a tenting spot for the night. Ground looks pretty uneven and rocky right through this particular part, but just kind of being lulled to sleep with that sound of the babbling brook. Yeah, actually, you know what? Make a nice little tenting spot through there. Okay. I just wanted to show you that. I thought it was rather nice. just take a little look. This absolutely beautiful forest we're going through this morning. Isn't this beautiful? Especially with a blue sky above us and sunshine dappling through all the trees and stuff and illuminating all the brown leaves on the ground. My goodness, absolutely beautiful section of trail. We are in the Sydenham section today of the Bruce Trail. Yeah. Yes, we are. Oh my. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the sun coming through the trees. Oh yeah. Just gorgeous. Take a little look. Ruins. Yeah. You guys know. I'm sure you do. I just love old ruins. So much history. So many stories to be told. Oh yeah. What was this? Was it a homestead? What was it? Who knows? I don't know. Anyhow, the grass is so full of dew. Oh my goodness, absolutely soaking. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. There's a home through there. Looks like an A-frame home. Yeah. Wow. Really, really interesting. Or at least, I think so. Yeah. Wind's picking up a little bit. You can see the branches and the bushes just dancing around some. Oh yeah. That's just fine. Absolutely perfect out here today. By the way, I have some very exciting news. Yes, I do. Now, my knowledge of what I'm about to tell you is in its infancy. It's in its early stages. In fact, I learned about this yesterday, and I got a wee bit more information about it this morning. I haven't had a chance to review this. I haven't had a chance to investigate, to look at it, to plan or anything. However, we have right here in Ontario a new, yep, you heard me, a new trail. Yes, we do. And it looks like it's going to be really, really interesting, especially for all you thru hikers out there. Oh yeah. I believe, now, I am quoting from the little bit of information I have until I investigate totally. So I believe it's called the Great Canadian Trail. I believe it's a little over 400 miles, somewhere around 650 kilometers, let's say, in total length. From what I understand at this extremely early stage of my information on this trail is it uses three trails we're all familiar with. Part of the Bruce Trail, yes it does. The Ganaraska Trail, yes it does. The Oak Ridges Trail, yes it does. I don't know how much of the Oak Ridges and how much of the Ganaraska Trail it uses, but I think it's a lot. And I think it's a shorter piece on the actual Bruce Trail. I don't know, could be 100 kilometers on the Bruce Trail. I don't know. As I say, it's early stages. I haven't had a chance to review the map yet. It is a loop. Yes, it is. Essentially a big circle, if you will, but it's not exactly a circle. It's definitely a loop, though. And what One of what the creators kind of claim to fame on this trail is you can start this trail at any point. Any point. You can do part of it. Of course you can. You can do all of it. Of course you can. But you can start wherever you choose. So there's no kind of terminus, if you will, because it's a circle. It's a big loop. Again, you can start anywhere you want. I know that the creator finds it extremely interesting, and from the information I have about it so far, I find it very interesting also. So I'm not really going to throw out any more information than that, but tonight at camp, if I have a reasonable kind of connection, cell connection, I'm going to try to review it a little bit more, because I do have the link to the map now. I peeked at the map real quick, which was just this morning as I was leaving to come out on trail myself for a couple of days. Anyhow, I did want to share that little bit of information with you, because this promises to be really, really exciting. Oh yeah. The time is 1:30. I have, this one is honey ham with romaine lettuce and a mild cheddar cheese. I'm not particularly a lover of mild cheddar cheese, but I guess I picked this up by mistake, so I have to use it. Yeah. Getting cloudy out there. Look at this. They didn't forecast for rain, but some of those clouds are getting quite deep up there. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to rain tonight? Today? Tomorrow? Don't know. If it rains tonight, it would give the Lanshan 2 a good kind of waterproofing check. From here, I have about 7 kilometers to go to where I'm camping. And as I say, it's 1:30 now. That's fine. We're doing really well. And we'll be there at a very reasonable time, which gives me the opportunity to kind of work on my setup a little bit with the Lanshan 2. I want to shorten some of the guide outlines. Are too long. Although I haven't figured out yet if they're needed to be that length for stability. I just don't want to take up that much space in the forest. I look for a smaller area rather than a large area. Smaller areas are much easier to find than larger areas. For setting up camp, that is. Lunchtime. So if you can see the lady gardening, blue top, gray pants, absolutely charming, charming lady. I have just finished a 10-minute conversation with that lady, and they own, it's on their property where where I'm going to camp tonight. It's an official overnight Bruce Trail rest area called Big Head, and she just told me that they built a cabin up here in the woods, and she said if I come through here and it's really, really bad weather, just knock on the door. They'll allow me to use the cabin for the night. And then she said, are you camping at the camp area tonight? I said, yes. She said, would you like to use the cabin tonight? And I thought, oh my goodness gracious me. What such an absolutely lovely lady, and what a wonderful offer. And I had to think about it, because under normal circumstances I would say yes, thank you. It's got solar panels, so it has enough electricity for like a light bulb or something, and it has a outhouse. And she told me all this, and it's all built out of hardwood, because it used to be a hardwood forest through here. See, you learn so much. And then She's told me that her husband, when they came here, her husband felled some of the hardwoods and built the cabin. She says she doesn't rent it out to people, just some family and some friends use it. And she says, and sometimes a hiker or two will use it as they come through the property. And they're hiking the Bruce Trail. So I couldn't believe myself declining such a gracious offer from this absolutely wonderful lady. But I explained to her that I have a YouTube channel on hiking, and this 2-day hike is really all about trying out a new tent, which of course is the Lanshan 2. Oh, it's boggy here. It's boggy. Muddy, boggy. Oh yeah. So I graciously declined. She said, anytime you want. Anytime. If you plan on coming through, you can use the cabin. So, how wonderful was that? I told her my name, I told her who I was, and yeah. Anyhow, I decided to tell you all about that. Camp is set up. Oh yeah. We are set up in our overnight rest area. You can see where I'm going to be sitting on those logs making my dinner very, very shortly. And you will notice that this tent is much more kind of stealthy insofar as it's not a bright white tent. And that was one of the things that we wanted to get away from. However, the tent, I like it. It's got so many things that I like about it. I mean, it's got a huge interior, but because of that, it also has a huge exterior. And under certain circumstances, that would be wonderful. But when you're kind of stealth camping in a forest, unlike where we are now, because here we are in a designated kind of area, so it's cleared and it's big enough. But quite often, it's a smaller space I can find in the forest for a stealth camp. And especially on the Bruce Trail. Don't know. But there's so much I like about the tent. Okay, tonight's menu. We have a President's Choice blue menu turkey breast. Yes, we do. We have this I packed out from the UK. I have another couple more of these left yet. This brand, it's Reba. It's the chicken ramen noodle. I find it a little spicier than ours. Is this UK one? Okay, not that I'm a spicy person. And a scoop or two of instant potato. That is going to be dinner. The water is working on my trusty stove. Oh yeah. And we'll be having some Ovaltine to drink. And then I have one of those Big Daddy, is it Big Daddy? Can't think of the name. Oatmeal raisin cookies for dessert. That's my plan. Yeah. Well, dinner is served. Oh yeah. A nice chunk of turkey right there. Some potato, some noodles. Delish. Oh boy. So just look, I'll move back a little bit. Just look how much space I have in this tent. So here's my bedroll. This is what I use for a pillow, which is the stuff sack for the sleeping bag. And I put my rain gear and so on in there. So, and then there's my feet, ugly things. Then there's my backpack. I have got, like, at a pinch, you could lie 3 people in here. You really could. It's one of the few tents that, the 2-person tents, that you could actually fit 2 people in really quite comfortably. Plus, huge vestibules, 1 on each side. Just look at the size. You can put both packs, 1 on each side, shoes 1 on each side, whatever. Same on this side. You have 2 doors. Same on this side. Crazy. And, wow, I mean, for a 3-pound tent in weight, it's super, super roomy. It actually reminds me a little bit, although it was a totally different type of tent. It was a single wall, but it does remind me of the one Tigris Hill Ridge a little bit. The one we reviewed that last year, a 2-person tent, came in at $174, I think. This year, coming in at $174. So a little cheaper than this one. About the same weight. Yeah. I don't know. I do like this tent, but I'm torn. Okay. A final check of camp, making sure there's no tent stakes. Nothing's fallen out of my pocket or my tent. Everything looks good. Not leaving any trash behind. Got it all packed away. And you know what? I think we're good to go. Yes, we are. Well, oh, I know you can't see it, but just absolutely gorgeous stars. Unbelievably gorgeous. Okay, it's 5 a.m. We're leaving camp, heading back to where we parked our van yesterday morning. Oh, welcome to day 2. Oh yeah, it's day 2 today of our 2-day hike. The tent, well, the Lanshan 2 was excellent last night. I was toasty warm. Surprising. It is surprising in a space relatively small. Although I keep saying how big inside that Lanshan is, it's huge. But anyhow, it's surprising in a space relatively small how much heat is created just by your body. Yeah, because when you climb out of your tent on a morning, you feel the coolness of the air instantly. And you're inside the tent, it's almost like you have a small heater going on. Anyhow, I know you can't see a lot. That's okay. I can. I got my headlight. Let's lay down some miles.